I'm Christina. I am the senior artist at Sephora SoHo in New York City, and today I'm going to show you how I created this going out look. I love getting ready, especially when I'm hanging out with my girlfriends, because I find myself having 10 times more fun getting dolled up with my girls than actually going out to the event. So there are so many products involved, but don't get alarmed. We're going to have so much fun, and if you're interested on how I created this look, stay tuned. So as you can see, I am all natural, have no makeup on. Before I put anything on my face, the first thing I'm going to do is prep my skin. I just washed my face, so now I'm going to apply the KORRES Pomegranate Toner on. I have combination oily skin, so this is amazing for my T-zone and help control the oil. And I'm going to apply this with a cotton round. With the tone, I'm going to apply it directly first at my T-zone where it's the oiliest, and then I'm going to bring it out. Next up, I'm going to apply the Vitamin C Active Brightening Oil from KORRES. This is Wild Rose. The packaging is so beautiful and it smells amazing. What I'm going to do is apply a few drops in the palm of my hand and warm it up and apply this in a pressing motion starting from the center on out. We can't forget about prepping our lips. What I'm going to do is apply a little bit of Dior Addict's Lip Maximizer. This is the Collagen Active. It makes my lips look super full and smooth for my lipstick that I'm going to apply later on. I don't know about you guys, but I barely get any sleep. So my best friend is Origin's GinZing Eye Cream. This helps with brightening and depuffing. It also gives me instant gratification and helps later on when I apply my concealer. What I'm going to do is apply this with my ring finger because it has less pressure. We don't want to tug or pull. We're going to apply this in a nice tapping motion all around the orbital bone. While I let my skincare kind of sort of marinate into my skin, what I'm going to do now is kill some time and do my brows. So we're going to brush our brows up with a spoolie, going in an upward direction, and then smooth it out. The product that I'm going to use for my brows is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is DIPBROW Pomade in color medium brown. I love this product. Less is more. It's very pigmented. So what I like to do is take a little bit of the product and work it in the back of my hand onto my brush. The brush we're using is Pro number 20. So I like to refer to points of reference before I apply my brows. The beginning of my brow should start from the side of my nose, the arch across the pupil, and then from the outer corner of my eye, my brow shouldn't go past that point. Now I'm going to start to apply the product, starting from the arch to the tail, and then working into the beginning of the brow. Now I'm just making sure they're even. Your brows, there are sisters, but they're not twins, so it's our job to make sure they're as perfect and even as possible. My brows can be more on the curly side, so what I'm going to do last is apply Brow Tamer from Decay. It gives me a little bit of color and keeps my brows in place. I'm going to apply my Brow Tamer starting from the arch to the tail and then working my way in the beginning of the brow in an upward motion. This is definitely a less is more product. I feel more like a human now that I have my brows on, and I also think our skin's ready to start applying makeup. Our first step is Cover FX Illuminating Primer. I'm going to apply a small pea-sized amount on the palm of my hand and warm this up just a little bit. This will help my primer to go on a lot smoother. And now we're ready for foundation. I'm going to apply Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Cover Foundation in 58 Honey Deep. I'm applying the makeup on the back of my hand first, so I have more control with how much product I apply on my face. I'm going to use the number 53 Pro brush. This is full coverage airbrush. I use very little to buff out from the center out. I'm going to apply just a little bit on both my cheeks, forehead, and chin. I'm working this in light feather strokes and then doing dabs where I need more coverage. So back to my no sleep situation. I have some major dark circles. What I'm going to do is apply corrector prior to my concealer. What I'm going to do is use the Bobbi Brown Corrector in Peach Bisque. I'm warming the product up with my ring finger, and now I'm going to concentrate directly where I see a blue-purple discoloration underneath my eye. I'm going to tap this from the inner corner on out, and then apply my concealer. Tap, 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 tap. And now let's blend it out. This is my best friend here, Beautyblender. This is going to help smooth out the application and leave no fingerprints or creases around. I'm going to work this underneath my eye, and why not? Let's just blend the rest of my makeup. And now I'm ready for concealer. I'm using the Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer from Sephora Collection in numbers 11 and 12. I'm applying number 12, the darker shade, right on top of the dark circles. With 11, the lighter shade, I'm using this to highlight certain parts of my face, which is the forehead, bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, chin. Oh, let's not forget the brow bones. I look crazy. Definitely want to blend this out. I'm blending this in a nice tapping motion. That way I don't move around anything that I just concealed. Let's buff away those lines. Oh, look, I look like I slept for 10 hours. So I found a buddy hanging out on my chin. He's not invited to go out with me tonight. So we're just going to cover that up using the Bright Future Gel Serum in number 12. And Now we're going to blend this out with the Beauty Blender. I feel alive. Now that we're done with the complexion on my face, I want to make sure that my neck and décolleté matches. So I'm just going to add a smidge of makeup to make sure everything blends seamlessly. I'm using a little bit of the Marc Jacobs Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation that we used earlier with the Pro Brush number 53, and then blending it out with my Beauty Blender. To make sure that my makeup is blended seamlessly, I'm going to apply the loose setting powder from Laura Mercier. I'm applying a little bit of powder into the cover first, and then working from there. That way I have a lot of control with how much product to use. The brush I'm using for this step is Pro number 73. And I'm going to again start at the T-zone and pat from the center on out. I definitely want to make sure I set my concealer and corrector with this powder. Tap away and make sure there's no product falling into the lines. Now that I've completed my foundation, it's time to bring some dimension back into my face. I'm going to contour using the Shade and Light Contour Palette by Kat Von D. First up, I'm going in with Shadow Play using Pro number 59. This is going to give me a subtle contour and not too heavy. Slowly getting back some color. I apply Shadow Play in the shape of a number 3, starting along the hairline to the cheeks and then underneath the jawline. Shadow Play is a beautiful bronze color that really helps start to frame my face. This is the first step in contouring. So now we're going to switch it up a bit. I'm working with the Pro number 79 brush to give me more detail in my contour. I'm using the color Somber from the Kat Von D palette. Try taking a brush underneath your cheekbone and align it from the ear towards your lips. Don't forget, a 2-finger space rule is key. Take your 2 fingers against the side of your nose and know not to go past that. I'm applying Somber in a one-direction motion, starting from the ear towards the lips. Blending is very important when it comes to contouring. So yes, I'm back in with the number 59 to make sure everything is blended and seamless. Oh look, those cheekbones are slowly popping. But let's pop them out some more using Lucid from the Kat Von D palette. I'm applying Lucid to the highest point of my cheekbones using the Pro Brush number 73. A great way to know where to place this, give yourself a little smize, not too hard, but just enough to figure out exactly the highest point of your cheekbones. Once I apply enough on the cheeks, I work it down from the bridge of my nose, forehead, and also use this to smooth out the contour. And blend. You definitely don't want sharp edges or product to be seen from the beginning to the end. Now that I feel like I'm perfectly highlighted and contour, it's time for some glow. I'm going in with Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector in Topaz. This shade is perfect for anyone that wants a beautiful bronzed look. I'm using a fan brush, Pro 65, and I'm going to take it underneath the cup of my contour to not only give me a glow, but also blend and smooth out the shape of the cheek. Be sure to tap off the excess before applying. We love glow, but we don't want to be a disco ball. I feel glowing already. And now on to eyes. It is a crime not to prime, people, so we definitely want to prime our lids before applying any eyeshadow. This will not only help keep the eyeshadow in place, it'll also help prevent creasing. I'm using one of my favorites, Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Definitely less is more. I'm taking a small pea-sized amount and applying with my ring finger. Starting from the center of the lid and tapping all the way out. I'm going to give myself a little bit of an eye contour using the Shade and Light palette. I start off with the Lucid color, the one farthest to the right, with my Pro Brush number 27. Using this brush is going to even out the lids, and I'm ready for the next step. Now let's add a little bit more definition to my crease. I'm working with Shadow Play, using again the Pro 27 brush. An easy way to find your crease, tilt your head back and squint your eyes ever so gently. I work this color from the outer corner inward. An easy way to blend this shadow is applying in small circular motions. And while we're at it, let's blend. I'm taking a little bit of Shadow Play and applying this with Pro Brush number 18. To avoid any fingerprints on my face, I'm using the Beauty Blender to bring my eyes just a little bit so I can get right underneath those lashes. Adding a little bit of color underneath really frames the shape of my eyes. We're getting sultry. Ooh. Now for the fun stuff. I'm using Artist Shadow Palette from Makeup Forever. I'm going to first start off with brightening my lids using my ring finger with the color 512. This is a beautiful light champagne color that will really brighten up the center of the lid. I blend that base color onto my crease with the Pro Brush number 27. I'm also adding just a little bit of number 644, the shade right below it. Next, I'm going to add number 652, the more bronzy copper color, on the outer corners using Pro Brush number 18. Now for more definition, I'm going to go in with the black eyeshadow number 102. I'm using brush number 18 for precise placement and zero fallout. I'm applying this on a tapping motion from outer corner in along the lash line. Whatever's left on my brush, I'm going to apply this underneath the lashes and blend with Pro Brush number 27. I'm going to go in back with the copper color number 652 underneath my lash line. This is going to create a beautiful sultry smoky eye. I'm going for more of a medium smoky and not too dark. This will also help blend out the dark eyeshadow. For smoother blending, instead of Pro Brush number 27, I'm using Pro Brush number 17 to help blend underneath the eye. This brush is more precise and skinnier and perfect to fit underneath the lashes. I'm warming up my crease with color number 652, that beautiful copper color from the bottom right-hand corner. The brush I'm using is Pro Brush number 72 to give a soft application. I'm going to add just a little bit more definition on my crease, going back in with Shade and Light Contour Palette, using the color Somber. The brush I'm using for this is Pro Brush number 17. This is the more tapered crease that I used underneath my lashes. I'm applying Somber from outer corner in a one-directional motion. And now to brighten up those brow bones. I'm going in with Lucid and Lyric from the Kat Von D palette using my Pro Brush number 27. I want to gently highlight my brow bone, but not pack on too much. So I'm working in a very light feathering motion and making sure I'm holding my brush from the end. I first place the light color underneath the arch and then feather. I think we can get a lot more smokier than this. So let's add a little bit more of the dark eyeshadow, number 102, to the outer corners. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's so much easier to build than to put too much and then try to take it away. And now for liner. I'm going in with Marc Jacobs Fine Liner Ultra Skinny Gel Eye Crayon in Blacker. I'm using the fine liner crayon to tightline the top and bottom of my inner rims. I'm using my partner in crime, the Beauty Blender, to make sure when I tug down, I don't leave any fingerprints. I love tightlining, especially if I'm going to wear a smoky eye. This gives a beautiful sultry look. And now let's frame this smoky eye with the cat eye. I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Waterproof Cream Color in Jet. The brush I'm using for this is Pro Angle Liner number 22. I like to take a little bit of the product and put it in the back of my hand and work just a little bit into the brush. I'm first going to apply this from the center on outward. For the tail of my cat eye, I like to measure using a brush against the outer corner of my eye. I place this on the tail of my brow, and I know not to go past that line. This smoky eye deserves false lashes. Take your favorite eyelash glue and apply this very thin on the outer corners to the tips. To perfectly fit the shape of your eye, try bending your lash into a U shape. Once I apply the glue to the lash band, I like to wait for the glue to get a little bit tacky. Once it's tacky, I apply this starting from the outer corner and then working my way in. I like to use the end of my brush to help push the lashes close to my lashes. And now let's apply our false lash to the other eye. She was getting a little jealous. To bind my false lashes with my lashes, I'm going to apply mascara, my favorite one from Urban Decay called Perversion. I take my mascara from the root and wiggle it up. This will help make the lashes seem like they're mine, and they are, because I bought them. Whatever's left on my mascara wand, I'm going to take this and apply this on the bottom of my lashes. Less is more for this step. Nothing says going out more than adding glitter to this look. I'm applying Sephora's Glitter Guard Eyeshadow Primer onto my lids. This primer will help lock the glitter in place. There's nothing worse than ruining a beautiful foundation and contour than adding glitter all over. I'm going to start applying the diamond powder from Makeup Forever, and the first diamond powder I'm using is the gold color number 16. I'm applying this with my ring finger in a press and roll motion. Begin at the center of the lid and press and roll to make sure there's no fallout. Now I'm going in with diamond powder number 1. This is more silver and is great to pop the inner corner of my eyes with. The brush I'm using for this is Pro Angle Liner number 22. We're almost done, guys, so now let's get ready for the lips. Now I'm going to outline my lips using Rouge Gel Lip Liner by Sephora Collection in Dark Horse number 18. This is an awesome retractable lip liner that glides on easily on the lips. Then I'm going to fill in the rest of my lip using also Rouge Gel Lip Liner by Sephora Collection in Dragon Fruit number 7. I start from the center of my lips and make sure I blend it to the outer corner. Using 2 lip liners creates a nice fuller and 3-dimensional look. Now I'm ready for some lip color. I'm using Luster Matte Longwear Lip Color by Sephora Collection in Magenta Luster. I first apply from the center of my lip on out, and then from the outer corner up to the cupid. I'm carefully blending this lip color against the dark liner to make sure it's smooth gradation. And now for some blush with this lip color. I'm using Perfection Mist Airbrush Blush by Sephora Collection. The color I'm using is Pink of Perfection. Be sure to use this a few inches away from the face and spray a couple of times. And yes, she is waterproof and she is awesome. I'm smoothing out my blush and contour with my beauty blender. And now to set my makeup, I'm using Tassia's Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. This leaves a beautiful glow and helps keep my makeup in place. We love her a lot. Last but not least, my hair also needs a setting spray. So we're gonna go in with Bumble and Bubble Thickening Dry Spun Finish. This holds my curls in place, but also gives me lots of volume. I think I'm photo ready, guys. Well, there you have it. That is my going out look. I hope you had so much fun with me as I was getting glammed. Now I have to figure out where I need to go now because this look is not gonna go to waste. If you have any favorite products that you use when you're going out, feel free to comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe to Sephora's YouTube channel. And I hope to catch you on the next glam. Bye.